Yo, yo, was good. Good, was good. Wait for some people to fall up in here. Wait for some more people to fall up in here. So real quick, let me shout out Jonas or Giannis. Wicked Scorpion was good, fam. Real King was good with you. Danny P was good with you. Happy New Year, man. New Year. I hope y'all enjoyed your holidays, your Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever the fuck. What's that other holiday? I can't think of the fucking holiday. African one and shit. Kwanzaa, whatever the fuck you celebrate. If you don't celebrate it, but if you just you're good, you're already losing. So y'all probably see right there underneath myth versus reality, right? Which is very fitting, by the way, that this video clip sits right under that, right? Marcus, right? We breaking down some of the shit that he's talking about, right? So hopefully I don't have too many issues. Y'all know I be zagging and shit. So hopefully I don't have too many issues with this fucking clip, right? If you have to say you're good in bed, you're already losing. So who else we got up in there? June Sports was good. Oh yeah. No doubt. Shout out to the mighty Hurricanes. That's right. We back, baby. It's been a minute. It's been 23 long fucking years, but we back, baby. And Saturday, my 49ers play for the number one seed in the NFC. So I feel good. I feel good. This new year is starting off with a blessing. If my Yankees can get their shit together, it'll be all good. Blast was good with you, fam. Who else we got up in here? Jermaine Butler was good with you. Joseph Moss was good with you. Steve O'Baby was good. Pablo Zolife. Yeah, see, I don't what y'all know about that Zoe Pound. Shout out to them Haitians out there in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Right? His Holiness. If you have to say you're good in bed, you're already losing. Real quick, y'all. Y'all know this ain't no call-in show. But if you have a question, put a Q in the chat followed by your question. And we're gonna get it. Right. So before we get into that though, and I'm not gonna be here long, so you got a question, you might want to get that shit in, right? So let me just throw this up there real quick before we get into this. Right. I always like the visuals and shit so guys can get what the fuck I'm saying, right? Trying to convince a woman you're good in bed is functionally the same as saying, please give me access so I can prove my value, right? I would also say this, that trying to convince a woman you're good in bed so she would have sex with you is really no different than sending a dick pic, an unsolicited dick pic, right? It's really no different. Trying to convince a woman you're good in bed is like the verbal representation of an unsolicited dick pic. You don't have to convince women of anything. You don't have to try and convince women of anything, right? And we're gonna break down this video, but before I get into that, let me just say this. All you end up doing is performing for women. You end up performing for women. William Kahn was good, fam. All right, so let's go ahead and just get into this. All right, now bear in mind, as we're watching this video, trying to convince a woman you're good in bed is functionally the same as saying, please give me access access so I can prove my value. Let's get it. I have another way I can play it if it don't work this way.
There's a really good question someone left in the comments not so long ago. What are some ways you can communicate to a woman that you're good in bed before you have any kind of intimacy with her?
Mm. Good question. Yeah. Um, yeah, so confident,
Hold on.
so you can.
Can y'all hear him? On my end, it's going in and out. Can y'all hear? Could y'all hear him speak? Somebody say something. Could y'all hear him? It's breaking. Okay, okay. Let me remove that. Okay, let me take that off. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me go about it another way. All right, hold on. Let me go about it another way. It was breaking up. Okay, let me try another way to play the video. Same thing. If you can't hear it, let me know. Okay, hold on. Let me grab it. Okay.
There's a really good question someone left in the comments not so long ago. What are some ways you can communicate to a woman that you're good in bed before you have any kind of intimacy with her?
Mm. Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's first thing when you approach is you want to look confident. So confident is going to be relaxed under tension. The more tension you create, the better. So you can create more tension by being a little bit closer to her, by maintaining more eye contact, by speaking loudly, by letting other people actually see. So if you're in a cafe, don't be like, hey, sorry, just take up. Like speak loud, let everyone know that you're.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'm glad y'all can hear it. See, I was prepared. I was prepared for this shit. Right. So let me just say this real quick. And so because I'm playing it this way, I'm gonna have to go back and it's gonna have to start all over. So I don't have the same control to start and stop it. So y'all gonna have to bear with me and shit. But let me just say this because he said something. Right. I'm gonna play it again for about 20 seconds. Pay attention to what he's saying, then I'm gonna go back and break something down. So listen up.
There's a really good question someone left in the comments not so long ago. What are some ways you can communicate to a woman that you're good in bed before you have any kind of intimacy with her?
Mm. Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's first thing when you approach is you want to look confident. So confident is going to be relaxed under tension. The more tension you create, the better. So you can create more tension by being a little bit closer to her, by maintaining more eye contact, by speaking loudly, by letting other people actually see. So if you're in a cafe, don't be like, hey, sorry, just take up.
Okay. So a couple of different things. He said, look confident. That's what he said. He said, look confident. Gentlemen, I've been saying this as of late, especially on the pre-recorded videos where it's just me. You cannot hide from women. Women observe you. Women pay attention to what you're saying in conjunction with your overall presence and how you're acting and behaving. You cannot hide. You cannot pretend to be confident when you're not. You cannot pretend to be that way. Guys, having sex appeal or being sexually appealing, this is not something you can negotiate with women. You can't negotiate that. Either they feel it or they don't. Literally, the moment you walk up and you introduce yourself and you start talking, from that motherfucking moment now, if the feeling ain't there, it ain't never gonna get there. So what's gonna happen is you're just gonna negotiate attraction with the woman. Yeah, you can convince her to go out with you. Yeah, if you spend enough non-sexual time with her and take her out on enough dates, you can negotiate sex. I tell you guys that all the time. You can negotiate sex. You can negotiate the act of having sex. You cannot negotiate genuine desire. You cannot convince a woman with words to desire you sexually. That's not the way that shit works. It don't work that way. And then he said, speak loudly. Let everybody hear. No, that's dumb. Why would you do that? If you're talking to a woman and you're being sexually flirtatious, she doesn't want everyone to know that she might end up leaving with you to fuck. So why would you be loud about that? Now, if you guys were just having, regular banter when you first introduce yourself and people overhear you, that's not a big deal. But the moment you start saying anything sexual, any type of sexual innuendos or anything that would heavily imply sex, you need to lean in close. Nobody else need to hear what you're saying. That's going to be problematic. So this loud, boisterous thing, no. Maybe he's never heard of quiet dominance. There's a such thing called quiet dominance. I tell you guys all the time, I've had plenty of sex with women I just met today, tonight. Never even mentioned sex. Dick, vagina, fucking, let me hit it, smash. None of those words were used. None of those words were used. Guys, let me just say this before I get back to the video. When you meet women and you're supremely confident, not looking confident, you are confident. You don't need to verbalize what you're capable of sexually. You don't need to lay out this master plan of, yeah, girl, I'm gonna lay you down and I'm gonna suck your big toe while I touch your pelvic region, and you're gonna like that because I'm real good with my fingers. Then I'm gonna grab the other leg and throw it over my shoulder. I'm gonna look at you with this intense look while I do this. You don't gotta do all of that goofy shit. You don't gotta do all of that. You're literally trying to verbally convince a woman that you would be a good time sexually. Women will look at you like, what is he doing? Why is he talking like this? He ain't gotta do all of this. Guys who actually know what they're doing with women don't gotta do all of that. We don't have to have no fucking wordy production on what we gonna do to her. No. And not only that, you're putting pressure on yourself to perform. So if you're telling a woman, yeah, girl, I'm gonna dick you down. Yeah, you're gonna be busting on this dick all night, girl. The moment you slide that motherfucker in and you just slipping and sliding in that motherfucker, you ain't hitting no walls. What you gonna do then? What you gonna do then? Oh, shit. I thought she was gonna respond to me a different way, but goddamn it ain't happening. What you gonna do? Your ego's gonna be fucked up. You don't know how sex gonna be. Now, if you are really a great lover, then you really shouldn't be having no problems. But the point is, you have no idea whether or not you and that woman are actually gonna be sexually compatible. You don't know that. Let's get back to this shit real quick. If you have a question, put a Q followed by your question. If I were you guys, if you have a question, ask that shit sooner rather than later. Yes. Too many guys want unnecessary reassurance because here's the thing. And we're going to break this shit down. Again, if you have to say you're good in bed, you're already losing. Look, I'm going to hit y'all with this. I was going to say this for later, but I'm going to hit y'all with this right now because I want y'all to understand. When you have game, when you understand your own sexuality and presence, you let a woman's imagination do the work for you. Don't let this shit go over your head. When you have game, when you understand your own sexuality in your motherfucking presence, you let a woman's imagination do the work for you. That's what the fuck you do. I don't got to sit there and tell her and break it down. I'm going to do this to you and I'm going to do that. No, I just show up. I playfully flirt. If she feeling that, now peep what I'm going to say next. When I playfully flirt, if she's interested, guess what she's going to do? She's going to come my way. she's going to start to come my way like, ooh, I like what he's doing. And she's going to start to engage. And in some cases, before I do it, she takes the playful flirting and she makes it sexual with sexual innuendos, because women know how to utilize sexual innuendos too. I will tell y'all a little story, but I'm going to wait because there's some shit that's been happening in the last couple of days. But it's a situation that's ongoing. But once I put that situation to bed and it's out of there, I'll break down what I mean at a later date, and you will understand, right? Real quick, I told a story, right? I was at this little basketball camp or whatever, right, with one of my children, right, at the time. There was this mother there with her child. Her and I were talking. I was playfully flirting with her. Now, I knew she was interested. I knew she was attracted to me because of the way she was going about conducting herself with me. Now, I said in that video, right, when I was playfully flirting with her, I had an empty water bottle in my motherfucking hand. And I said playfully, I got close to her so nobody can fucking hear, not all loud like a goofball. And I told her, girl, I'll slap you in your face with this motherfucking water bottle. Playfully, empty water bottle. And I kind of tapped it against her cheek. And what did she say? Ooh, that shit made me wet. So I wasn't even trying to smash. I was not. I'm just playfully flirting. Here's a woman that's curious. We're going back and forth with this flirting shit. She like it, I like it. I'm not trying to turn it overtly sexual. I'm having fun with it. I say something in jest. What do you know? It turned her on. I wasn't trying to turn her on. I didn't know it would turn her on. I was just being me, saying some shit that a confident motherfucker would say, with no expectation of how it would make her feel. I'm just being me, saying some shit, and boom, what do you know? She liked the shit. Now, what guys don't understand is that when I told her that, her imagination was already working because she was already attracted to me. That's the key. She was already attracted. So because she was already attracted to me and I knew it, I could take it anywhere I want to go. Anywhere. Explicitly talking about sex. Why? Because I know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't have to fucking perform, and neither do you. And neither do you. Well, we're going to get to these questions. We're going to get to these questions. But again, when I said that, when I said playfully, I'll just smack you in the face with this water bottle. She said, ooh, I just got wet. Her imagination put her in a situation where she could imagine being in a sexual tryst where she could be getting slapped, I don't know, with a hand, with a dick, who knows? So me saying that, her imagination, it put her there. I didn't have to try and talk her into going there. I didn't have to say a bunch of shit that rhymes to get her there. I'm just being me, having conversation, confidently. Come on, man, let me get back to this video. We're going to get to them questions. I want y'all to remember this. When you have game, when you understand your own sexuality and presence, you let a woman's imagination do the work for you. I don't have to convince her with words to imagine me. No, I just show up and say some shit. Come on, man. Let's get back to this video.
There's a really good question someone left in the comments not so long ago. What are some ways you can communicate to a woman that you're good in bed before you have any kind of intimacy with her?
Good question.
Yeah,
yeah, it's first thing when you approach is you want to look confident. So confident is going to be relaxed under tension. The more tension you create, the better. So you can create more tension by being a little bit closer to her, by maintaining more eye contact, by speaking loudly, by letting other people actually see. So if you're in a cafe, don't be like, hey, sorry, just think up. Like, speak loud, let everyone know that you're opening this girl. That in itself is going to show that, girls aren't dumb. They can tell. Like girls will say, like a guy makes out with me, I know if he's going to be good in bed. I've had girls say the way you approach me, I know you're going to be good in bed, and it usually just comes from that confidence and that more dominance that you carry within yourself. Then obviously we can get into more like explicit things. So if you can talk about sexual topics with authority, then it's going to be very clear that you're good in bed. So I have a lot of my students do cold reads.
Guys, do y'all know how many times I've pulled chicks out of a nightclub, a bar, or wherever the fuck I was at? And I was not talking about sexual topics. Let me break something down to y'all. Right. If you are confident in not only your abilities sexually, right? If you're confident in that, you don't have to wear it on your sleeve and verbally tell women, hey girl, I can fuck the shit out you, girl. Yeah, girl, I can make your night, girl. Yeah, girl, your toes gonna be curling all night if you let me slide up in there. You don't gotta do all of that. That's goofy. If women hear you talking like, really? He trying to convince me he got some good dick, huh? Because a guy who actually know how to fuck, he don't gotta do all that. Again, to me, that's the verbal representation of sending women an unsolicited dick pic. Why you gotta do that? What you worried about? You worried about if the chick is around you and hear you talk a little bit, she gonna be like, nah, I'm not interested. So you just take a shortcut and send a chick a dick. Look, let me tell y'all something. I have never sent a woman an unsolicited dick pic. I don't even send women that I'm fucking a dick pic who've asked. I'm like, I don't know you like that. I just started fucking you. I ain't sending you shit. That's how particular I am about having my joint out there, right? No, because how I feel about it is any woman that's gonna have this motherfucker in her needs to meet him in person, face-to-face meetups only. No pics, bitch, no images, face-to-face. I remember one time I had a chick ask me over the phone, how long is your shit? And I laughed at her. And I said, look, the moment you're over here on your knees, holding that motherfucker in your hand, eye level, that's when you will know. Not before then. I'm not giving you no measurements. I'm not sending you no pictures. I'm not trying to convince you I know what I'm doing. No, that's goofy. That's goofy. My value is not my dick. My value is not what I can do with this motherfucker. And I can put it down, but that's not my value. When you come at women and you try to sell them that you're gonna be this great lover, what you're saying is that's all the value you have to offer is a dick or a tongue. That's what you're saying about yourself. That's all the value I have to offer. I'm here to please you. I'm here to gratify your sexual needs, wants, and desires. That's what I'm here for. Why would you put yourself out there like that? Because you're not leading. You're basically begging her for an opportunity to let her show you how good you are at the shit. That's goofy. We're gonna pay a little bit more, right? Right. We're gonna do a little bit more, and then we're gonna end this shit. Hold on, I'm gonna start it all over. Just pay attention to the words. Listen
It's
to
a
the
really
words.
good question someone left in the comments not so long ago. What are some ways you can communicate to a woman that you're good in bed before you have any kind of intimacy with her?
Good question.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's first thing when you approach is you want to look confident. So confident is going to be relaxed under tension. The more tension you create, the better. So you can create more tension by being a little bit closer to her, by maintaining more eye contact, by speaking loudly, by letting other people actually see. So if you're in a cafe, don't be like, hey, sorry, just think up. Like speak loud, let everyone know that you're opening this girl. That in itself is going to show that, girls aren't dumb. They can tell, like girls will say like a guy makes out with me, I know if he's going to be good in bed. I've had girls say the way you approach me, I know you're going to be good in bed. And it usually just comes from that confidence and that more dominance that you carry within yourself. Then obviously we can get into more like explicit things. So if you can talk about sexual topics with authority, then it's going to be very clear that you're good in bed. So I have a lot of my students do cold reads, for example. So starting to show they sexually understand the girl. Even on Tinder, this works really well, right? If the girl looks like very innocent, a lot of our students will say lines like, listen, I can tell most guys, especially on here, probably think you're like very innocent and inexperienced. But I can tell you have more of a like devilish side to you. I can tell you have more of a fun side to you. And a lot of these girls, it's true, right? A lot of girls are sexual. They're on Tinder, right? A lot of girls do have sexual fantasies. And if they look innocent, most guys just treat them that way. Other girls, right? They could be like a boss bitch, and you could say, I could tell you have a very strong feminine side to you, right? Again, like you could go into it. Like a lot of guys think you're fucking.
What the fuck is he talking about? What the fuck? A shy bitch? A boss bitch? And then you telling the chick, oh, I can tell you're shy, or I can tell that you have this strong feminine. Guys, you don't have to do any of that goofy shit. It's all goofy. Treat these women the same. Look, let me tell y'all something. Many moons ago, right? And I did a video. Well, I talked about this a couple of times, but I did a video breaking it down in grand detail for younger guys who haven't had sex yet, having issues. Let me tell you something. I was introduced to this young lady. I'm not going to tell the whole story. I'm just going to tell the pertinent parts of it. I was introduced to this young lady. The moment I was introduced to her, I immediately started going in, letting her know I was very much interested in her and I getting together. In this same conversation, now we just met face to face. In this same conversation, she tells me I'm a virgin. Whether it's true or not is inconsequential. That's what she tells me. As soon as she says that, I tell her, oh, really? Well, if you fucking with me, you are about to lose that. Period. You are about to lose that. I don't give a fuck if you're a virgin. I don't give a fuck if you're waiting for marriage. I don't care about none of that. If you fucking with me, whatever hangups you have about sex, you're going to open that shit right on up for me if you fucking with me. And here's the thing about sex and women being shy and all of that shit. None of that shit matters. If a woman is sexually attracted to you and you know how to move the situation where you want it to go, she's going to be curious enough and excited enough to follow your lead. Period. Period. I've had plenty of sex with chicks I just met tonight who were experienced and inexperienced. Both. It don't matter. You don't got to do this extra special shit because this chick seems a little more rambunctious and more like a party girl, and that one seems more like an introvert and she's quiet. I don't give a fuck. I'm me. The woman is going to adapt to what I'm doing. I don't sit there and dim myself or dilute myself to come down to where the bitch is at. No. Come on, man. Like all of this switching up, or I got to be this way because I perceive the woman is that way. No. It don't matter. If you that motherfucker, you that motherfucker. She's going to rise to the occasion and move how you're moving. Why? Let me break something down to you guys. There's a reason why women say that confidence is a sexy trait in a man. Now, just because you're confident doesn't mean that women are necessarily going to think that you're sexy. All right, I want to separate that, right? But there's a reason why women say that confidence is a sexy trait in a man. Right? Now follow me. See, if you're like 6 foot something, muscular and all that, a woman can look at your body and she can say, ooh, I like that, right? So a woman can look at a certain man based on how he looks, physical stature, and she can say to herself, ooh, he looked like the type of guy, he gets some bitches, right? Now, she might speak to you and realize he looks like the kind of guy that gets a lot of interest from women, But based on how he's behaving, I don't think he probably do too well, right? Women can tell. Now, here's the thing. Let's say you don't have an imposing physical stature, right? But women like your style, they like your presence, right? Here's the thing that they might say to themselves, he's not a big guy. He's not incredibly tall. He's not incredibly muscular, but he's put together well. So she might say to herself, he is supremely confident. I wonder what this motherfucker is so confident about. And she knows it's real. You're not wearing it like a coat. So one of the reasons why a woman might be like, I wonder what he got going on. There's a thing called big dick energy. What a woman may say, what a woman might say to herself, I wonder if this motherfucker can fuck. The way he's talking, the way he's moving. So what a lot of guys don't understand is that sexual attraction usually begins with curiosity. Fucker so confident. Not only that, when we think about confidence being a sexy trait, most women, most women go through bouts of insecurity. It's not to say that they're insecure every day of their lives or they have, low self-esteem issues, but some women go through bouts of insecurity. One day they feel beautiful, next day maybe not. But when they are around a supremely confident man, I don't think guys understand how that can charge a woman to be around a man who is so supremely confident. He feels good to be in his presence because it actually uplifts hers. You can't do that with fake confidence, right? So I want to hit y'all with a couple of things real quick, right? Well, let me get to the questions first because there's some questions that popped up. Hold on real quick. Again, if y'all have questions, put a Q in the chat followed by your questions. All right, let me get to this one right here. So he says, if you're in a relationship and looking to elevate the woman to marriage, is this something you keep to yourself until you deem it's time versus verbally stating this as just an intention? Well, my question to you is, why would you make her your girlfriend if she didn't already display wifey qualities? Guys, real quick, hold on. Let me help y'all out. You should not be making a woman your girlfriend if you don't already view her as wifey. Now, this is assuming for anyone that wants to be married. If you want to be married, you should never make a woman your girlfriend who is not already displaying wifey traits or wifey qualities, whatever that means to you. So what you do not do is make a woman your girlfriend and then say, well, she's not wifey yet. I'm gonna give her some more time to show me some wifey traits. No, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, you can't do that, guys. You cannot do it. A woman should always know what the deal is. Now, here's the thing. Let's say you guys been dating for about, 11 months, 12 months, and then, you're pondering making her your girl. You should already know if she's the kind of woman you might want a wife. And all you're doing is you're taking the next obvious step, right? She got girlfriend quality and she got wifey quality traits. You know what? All right, I already evaluated her in the fuck buddy role. She did an amazing job, right? I'm dating her, right? I'm dating her because she got girlfriend and wifey qualities. So while I'm dating her, I'm continuing to explore and make sure that she's consistent with the qualities that I'm seeing. Yeah, I saw him for a few months. I need to see how much staying power she has, how consistent she can be with this shit. But also, I need to see her level of investment because she still needs to invest along the way. All right, I'm not fucking with her simply because she's cute and I'm fucking her. No, there has to be something practical. There has to be a logical reason why she's there past just sex, right? So boom. So now you make her your girl. If you already know she wifey material, then whenever you get ready for marriage, you make it happen. But here's the thing with me. I'll just use myself as an example. Every woman I was in a serious relationship with wanted to cohabitate, and all of them wanted to get married. All of them, right? They wanted to cohabitate, and they all wanted to be married. So the ones that I didn't want to be married to, I let them know, it's not gonna happen, right? I let them know that it wasn't gonna happen. So that way they had an opportunity to say, I'm fine with just being his girlfriend, knowing I'll never be his wife. Because you don't want to make a woman your girlfriend and she thinks she might be your wife one day, and you either know for a fact she's not, or you are uncertain yourself, right? You want to be careful with the role you put women in. You're uncertain about her future with you or her future in your life. You want to be careful. Careful with that. You can cause yourself a whole lot of drama and stress behind not being prepared, right? And y'all got to know, man, once y'all start doing the dating thing, spending the night, taking showers together, watching movies, and all of that, once y'all start doing that non-sexual shit, a woman's feelings, 99% of the time, assuming that she wants it to happen, will be involved. Once a woman's emotions and feelings start to come into the picture, it instantly changes the dynamic of what you guys going on or what you guys have going on. See, if you're just having sex with the woman, you're not letting her spend the night, you're not taking those showers, you're not cuddling, you're not pillow talking, you're not having conversations about your goals, dreams, aspirations, and the nightmares you had when you were a kid. Don't talk about none of that shit. If you keep it just sex, women can perform admirably in a just sex situation if you, the man, keep it like that. But the moment you invite the non-sexual, now the woman looking at you like, oh, yeah, you got to go the rest of the way. And actually on Saturday, on a Manhood is a Skill Set show, we're going to break that down. There's a video or a part of a video I'm going to use where there's a discussion, a big, broader discussion about that with these people on a stage and shit, where they're talking about that very thing about, well, I'll just tell you this. I'll give this much away. So there was a guy in the audience. He stood up and he asked a question. He said, yo, when I'm dealing with a chick and I'm just smashing, is it okay if I treat her like a girlfriend? Now, Pete, what I'm saying, this is what he said. He stood up and he said, if it's a chick that I don't, he said something along them lines, I don't want anything serious from, I really just want to smash. Is it okay if I treat her like a girlfriend? And the response from the women, they were pissed. They were enraged. They said, see, motherfuckers like you. And he didn't get it. And even the guys were saying, bro, you can't do that. And we tell you guys all the fucking time, you cannot tell a woman, I'm not looking for nothing serious. I'm just looking for something casual. And then you proceed to treat her like your next girlfriend. You can't do that. It will always cause drama in your situations with women. All the time. You cannot invite a woman's emotions into it unless you're ready. Unless you're ready to date her for real. You cannot do that. It's going to fuck your shit up. Every fucking time. Right? But we're going to break it down because guys don't understand that you guys fuck up your own situations where you have women that are down for just sex if you keep it like that. Right? So I hope I answered your question. But again, if you are in a relationship and looking to elevate the woman to marriage, is this something you keep to yourself? Here's the thing, okay? And I forgot to mention this part. Well, I did mention it. Women always came to me, right? Listen to what I'm saying. The women that I was dealing with, if they wanted me to date them, they mentioned that shit to me. And either I said, cool, yeah, you know what, I think we can do that. Or I said, nah, we just gonna keep it sex. Right? One of the two. Either like, you know what? All right. Or nah, it ain't gonna happen. Right? Now, the women I was seriously dating, same thing. When it came to a relationship, they came to me with that shit. You know, I want to be your girl, da 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 da, all the shit they were saying. And I did one of two things. I either said, you know, we can have a conversation about that. Or I said, not right now. I like the way things are going right now. For the foreseeable future, we gonna keep shit like it is right now. But if it should change, you will be the first to know. Right? See how simple that is? I'm not lying. I'm not playing with her. Right? So same thing. So boom, we get into a relationship. Now here's the funny thing. Let me back up. Every woman I was dating before the women that I got into girlfriend, boyfriend relationships with, even in the dating stage, they were already talking about being my girlfriend and being my wife. They were talking about all of that. They were talking about living together, girlfriend, wife. If at the time they didn't have any kids, they was talking about all that shit in the dating stage. They wanted girlfriend, wife, they wanted it all. They was talking about that shit early. So I already knew that all the women I was dating wanted all of that shit. So I just pick and chose which woman I wanted to give it to and which woman I didn't. Like, it's that simple. But yeah, they all mentioned it to me beforehand. So even in your situation, Pablo Zoe Life, if that woman never mentioned being your wife specifically, because if she talked about being married like in the future, no. That doesn't count. Unless that woman says, I want to be your wife. I would love to wake up to you every fucking morning and go to bed in your arms every night. I've had women say that to me. So unless women are saying that kind of shit to you, like, I want to be your wife. I want my last name to be such and such. I want to be called Mr. and Mrs. such and such. Ooh, that shit turns me on thinking about it. I had women that would literally get sexually turned on when we would be fucking and they would be talking about having my last name. They would get hot and bothered by that shit. Or we talked about living together. Oh, girl, I know you can't wait to have this motherfucker in you 7 days a week under the same roof. Ooh. Yeah, they like that shit, right? Assuming that they want that shit with you. Right, so let's get to the next question. So Alexander Mack says, how does loving yourself tie into being masculine? Well, guys, don't get too caught up. Don't get too caught up with the masculine shit. The bottom line is this. Here's the bottom line. Are you true? Are you true to your wants, needs, and desires? Are you true to that? Do you always make sure you get what you want? Period. You should never be putting what you want on the back burner. You should always make sure that you prioritize yourself in every situation, not just with women. In every aspect and situation in your life, you should always be prioritizing yourself, and you should be saying, man, I'm gonna get everything I can out this life. I want it all. Anything that don't involve hurting nobody, that don't involve me compromising my honor, my self-respect, my dignity, my integrity. As long as I ain't got to compromise none of them shits, I want everything I can get. Even when I deal with women, I want everything. Give me everything. Like, everything. That's why I say hashtag her debit card work too. Give me everything. Assuming that that's what the woman wants to do. Give me everything you got. What you got? Show me what you got. Give it all to me. Give me everything, right? And the women that I dealt with that wanted more, that's exactly what they did. They was investing like a motherfucker. They was campaigning and auditioning for a role in my life beyond fuck buddy. They was putting in mad work. They weren't just sitting around, just sucking and fucking, looking cute, saying, oh, I want to be your girlfriend, but yet they ain't doing nothing. No, they was putting in work for that shit. And that's another thing. When you guys talk about elevating women, what are these women doing exactly? Like for real, for real. Like, what are they doing? Because I'm gonna tell you, I don't care about having in-house pussy. I really don't want to live with women that bad. Be like, you know, I want a chick I can fuck on a regular basis. I don't want to live with women that bad. Or I don't want to have sex even that bad to be cohabitating with a woman. No, she got to bring some real value. And check this out. I can cook myself. I know how to cook from scratch. I know how to cook a fucking 3-course, 5-course meal from scratch. I know how to use a crock pot and all that shit. I know how to do that shit myself. I know how to keep a clean house. And for any women, disinfect the house. Anybody don't know anything about cleaning? Cleaning your house and disinfecting that motherfucker is two different things. I can do all that. I know my own shit. My shell good. I take fucking gain. Like I just stepped out of a washing machine all the time. I know how to do all of that shit. So when a woman come my way, what she got? I can cook for myself, baby. What you got? I can wash my own clothes. Darks, lights, see, lights and whites. Darks, lights, and whites. Yeah, I know how to separate all that shit. I know how to wash my shit. I know how to do all of that shit. All that domesticated shit that women, I do all of that. So when a woman come, what she got? Pussy? Okay, cool. Fuck buddy roll. That's where you will always be. Okay, you want to cook too. What else you got? Or you want to fold my clothes? Cool. Yeah, you might get to it faster than I get to it. I usually let the motherfuckers lay on the bed all goddamn day. I appreciate you folding them, but I can fold them too. What else you got? I'm just saying, bro. I'm picky. You can't just, I'm not giving relationships away. I'm not just giving them shits away. No, bitch, you gotta work hard. Hard, with no complaining. If you bitch, I'm like, bitch, oh. So sad, so sad. That's why even this, let me just say this. Let's say you got a woman in a fuck buddy role and she leaves, right? As long as it was respectful and it was amicable, she can come back. But because she left, he can never get the girlfriend role because you left. You can't quit the company and come back and get elevated, baby. No, you got to stay the whole time. And shout out to the homie Lucario. He did a live stream or a video talking about this. You got to have faith. What's that song by George Michael? Faith, faith. You got to have faith, baby. See, here's the thing. I said earlier, when women are campaigning and auditioning for a role in your life beyond fuck buddy, those women have to have faith that the shit that they're doing to show you that they're much more than somebody you should just be fucking on. They have to have faith that you're gonna notice that shit. And you're gonna be like, ooh, what's she doing over there? Wait a minute. He got my attention. See, I was cool with just fucking her, but hold on. She's making me stand up and take notice. She has to have faith that that shit is working. Simply Deep was good. Was been a long time. Simply Deep, been a long time. Right. You gotta have faith. Ladies, you gotta have faith, right? So, real quick, I want to hit y'all with a couple of tidbits, some little factoids, if you will, or we'll just say 5 points. I want to make 5 points, right? But before I do that, let me say this. Hold on. Where's it at? Let me grab it. Okay, hold on, y'all. All right, there we go. So I just want to make this point. Trying to convince a woman you're good in bed is functionally the same as saying, please give me access so I can prove my value. Let me also say this as well. What you're also saying is that your ego is attached to your penis. I need guys to understand that. When you're trying to convince a woman to give you an opportunity to fuck her because you can fuck her good and please her and satisfy her, because essentially that's what you're doing. Come on, girl. Let me get that ass, girl. You gonna like what I got, girl. Yeah, I can make you feel real good. Essentially, that's what you're doing, right? So what you're telling a woman is that your ego is tied to your dick and what you can do with it or what you think you can do with it. The moment a woman realizes your ego is tied to sex or your dick, they can't respect you. I don't understand why guys don't fucking get this yet. Women do not respect men whose ego is tied to money, how you look, your material possessions, your status, or your motherfucking dick. They can't respect you, motherfuckers. I don't understand why guys don't get this. You're doing yourself a disservice. Yes, can you have sex with women and they don't respect you? Yes, but they're gonna treat you like shit. Can you get into a relationship with a woman who don't respect you? Can you have kids with a woman who don't respect you? Can you get into a marriage with a woman who don't respect you? Look up Will Smith. They will treat you like shit. And all we're trying to teach you motherfuckers, if you're gonna deal with women, you wanna have sex and just sex, fine. You wanna get married, nigga, fine. You wanna have kids, fine. But make sure you're in a position where you're respected by the women that you deal with. Why is that such a tough fucking ask? Put yourself in position to be respected by the women that you deal with. Why are you giving women dick who don't fucking respect you? Why? Why would you do that? Oh, God damn. Okay, hold on. Let me. I'm yelling this shit. My voice is still fucked up. Right here. Number one. Competence never advertises itself. Men who are actually sexually competent don't need to sell it. The need to explain is already a tell. Okay, let me just say this about explaining yourself to women or anybody for that fucking matter. There's a video, and I meant to put it in the community tab on YouTube. I'm gonna put, after I get done with this live stream, there's a video I want y'all to see. And it talks about how this shit is psychological, and it talks about power dynamics. And one of the things that it talks about that I've been telling y'all for years, stop explaining yourself to people, especially the women. Don't explain. Anytime you explain yourself to people, what you're asking, what you're really saying is, I hope you're okay with my position. I hope you're okay with my beliefs. So you explain why you believe what you believe so people can accept your point of view. That's weak. That's weak as fuck. In this situation, trying to explain that you're good in bed, you are dealing with women from a position of weakness. Because basically you're saying you have the key to sex, and I need you to unlock the gate to let me in. Right? So when guys talk about women are the gatekeepers to sex, only for losers who are pussy beggars, who beg women for an opportunity to fuck them. Where's your pride at? Where's your dignity as a man at? Begging women for some pussy. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? Number two, you're negotiating desire instead of triggering it. I say this all the time. A lot of guys, you're trying to convince women to deal with you. You're negotiating sex. That's not the way sexual attraction works. That's not the way genuine desire works. When a woman is really feeling you and she's curious about you, there's intrigue, anticipation, and she wonders what it's gonna be like. Real quick. Because in a video, he made it a point to try and like, oh, you gotta convince women or let women know that you're good in bed. Do y'all know how many times I had sex with chicks and they said something along these lines? I was a little nervous. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I wasn't expecting all of that. Damn, Carrie, shit, I wasn't expecting all of that, right? Because they were curious. There was intrigue. But until the sex actually happened, they didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. They may have hoped it would have been a good, great, memorable experience, but they didn't know. So what ended up happening was the chick's looking at me like, damn, I'm sexually attracted to you. I was curious about the shit, but damn, I didn't think you was gonna be fucking me like this. Why? Why? Because I don't try and sell myself. I tell you guys all the time, under promise, over deliver. I'm not coming in there telling this woman all this fly shit I'm gonna do to her. I'm just like, all right, acting very unassuming. So when I get to work, she's like, damn, I wasn't expecting all of this. I know, because I wasn't talking like I was gonna do all of that. Why? Because I don't need to. If you have to say you're good in bed, you're already losing. Again, you're negotiating desire instead of triggering it. You can trigger sexual desire in a woman without really saying a whole lot. You don't have to say a whole lot. And you don't have to be loud, displaying loud, aggressive dominance. You don't have to do all of that either. Like, guys, I say this all the time. You cannot hide from women. They see you. You can't hide from them. All that fake shit, oh, let me fake like I'm the man. Let me fake like I got confidence. Let me fake like I know how to fuck. Come on, man. Stop it. Right? Sexual attraction isn't logical or evidence-based. The moment you start pitching, you've shifted into approval seeking. That's what you guys are doing. Please accept me. Please allow me to hit that. Please, can I bend you over my couch? Please, please. And I know the next thing you goofy motherfuckers do is when a chick isn't giving you no play, the next thing that a loser goes to is, let me eat your pussy. Ooh, girl, I'm good at that shit. I know you losers. I know that's what you do. That's one of your go-to moves. You're like, hey, girl, I can lick it real good, girl. Look, let me tell y'all something. I have never done that a day in my life. I ain't trying to offer that. I ain't trying to, when you're really good at that shit, you ain't trying to just offer that up to any old chick. Oh, chick, oh no. Oh no, you gotta work for this tongue. I mean, goddamn, like I ain't just giving this platinum tongue. Ain't no way. I'm just putting this on any old chick. Y'all have lost y'all fucking mind. You must be more selective. You must be more selective with who you put your motherfucking mouth on. Right? Now, number 3, it puts her in a position of judge and gatekeeper. Remember, what do guys talk about on the internet with their goofy asses? How women are the gatekeepers of sex. No, they're not. Women are not the gatekeepers of sex or anything else. No, they're not. Women will always move as men move. Either they fucking with it or they not fucking with it. But they're always gonna move as a man moves. Women are not the gatekeepers of anything. They're the gatekeepers of their own little personal lives. But when a man come around, yeah, they might be gatekeeping for some chumps. If you a chump and you're following a woman's lead, yeah, she most definitely gatekeeping with your ass, right? Now she's evaluating you, not feeling you. Remember, sexual attraction is not logical. It's biological. I need guys to understand that. Sexual attraction is biological. You can't convince a woman to sexually desire you. Either she does or she fucking doesn't. You can't convince a woman of that. It's stupid to even think that you can, right? Power imbalance achieved against you. She's in a power position. You're trying to beg a woman to fuck. You're trying to tell her how good it's going to be for her. You're literally putting her on a pedestal. You're like, man, it would be great to have sex with you. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you know how it feels when a woman wants your dick? When she's telling you, stop being a tease. Right? You're literally flirting with her sexually. Right? Flirting. But you're not talking about what you're going to do sexually. You're just being sexually flirtatious. And she's literally telling you, stop being a tease. I want that already. She's coming your way. That's how real sexual desire works. How real sexual attraction works. It draws the woman in. She's coming your way. She's like, I want his dick. I want his hands all on me tonight. What Marcus is talking about in the video, he's not talking about drawing a woman in. He's talking about a woman accepting you for coming in. There's a big difference. Number 4, it signals sexual scarcity. If you had options, you wouldn't be trying to pre-qualify yourself. That's exactly what Marcus is talking about. Oh, let me pre-qualify myself as a man who she can have sex with. Desire responds to abundance, not pleading. Guys, you can try and disguise this PUA shit as game, as seduction. It's none of that. It's not game. It's not having a mouthpiece. It's not seduction. It's not true masculinity. It's not being assertive. It's being thirsty. You are a pussy hound. You are a pussy beggar. Begging a woman, please let me fuck you. I'll be good at it. What kind of... Men don't do that kind of shit. Especially men that are used to having sex with attractive women. That's not what we doing, right? Number 5, good sex is inferred, not argued. It's assumed from your presence, confidence, and your boundaries. Oh, not that word. Oh, they got boundaries in this motherfucker? Oh, men have boundaries? I wonder what kind of boundaries a man might have when he's fucking with women. Boundaries. So if you're begging a woman for sex, right, do you really have boundaries? Because what you're saying is you're open for business. However and wherever she's willing to go with the conversation, so as long as she's showing interest, you about that action. Where's the boundaries? Right? Where's the boundaries at? Because a real quick example would be this. Let's say you're having a conversation with a woman and you tell her, hey, take out your phone. I want you to put my number in there. I want you to hit me up tonight when you get home. If she says, oh, I don't call men I just met, as an example, most of you, 99% of guys, will still fuck with her. Or if a woman try to be like, no, I'm not going to take your number, but you can have my IG, WhatsApp, or whatever the fuck else she got, most guys will still fuck with that. Not me. Why? Because I have these things called boundaries. And my boundary is this. When I tell you to do something, do that shit. I don't got to be your fucking man. When I tell you to do something, do that shit. Take out your phone, put my number in that shit. If that's a problem, let me stop fucking with you right the fuck now. Why? 2 things. Because I have boundaries. 1. 2, I only fuck with women on my terms. Meaning, even when we have sex, if we have sex, it's going to be the way I want it to be on my terms. So part of that is the way that I communicate. Particular way I like to communicate. Take a motherfucking phone, put my number in that motherfucker, and hit me up. I want to holler at you about some things that I can't talk to you right now about. Holler at me later. If that's a problem, it's not a problem. I just won't fuck with you no more. Conversation is done right then and there. Why? Because I got these things called boundaries. I can get pussy somewhere else. It's not that serious. I don't care how cute she is. She hard-headed. She don't know how to listen. Bye-bye. Right? And again, let me say this right here. This right there. The more a man tries to talk a woman into believing he's good in bed, the more he reveals that sex with her is the prize and that he doesn't already expect it. What does that mean? Doesn't already expect it. What does that mean? See, when you truly know that women desire you, when you truly know that women actually want to have sex with you, and you ain't got to spend no money, you ain't got to do no dates, you ain't got to do no extra shit. Like, women really want to fuck with you, right? Even if it's on a casual tip. When you already know it go down like that, you already know at any given moment, you can meet a woman who wants your dick right now. And both of y'all are down to make it happen. Tonight, tomorrow night, later on in a week, whenever it may be, right? But it's going to be soon on your terms, right? So if you know this is going to happen, if it's a foregone conclusion that you're going to run into women who sexually desire you, why would you need to convince a woman to fuck you if it's already going to happen, right? Again, the more he reveals that sex with her is the prize and that he doesn't already expect it. So what guys don't realize is you're acting excited about the prospect of having sex with women. You're acting excited about that shit. You don't think women can sense, damn, am I the best looking woman? Am I the most attractive woman he's been with? Oh, don't let that be the case. Don't let women figure that one out. Don't let them figure that out. Let a woman figure out that she's probably the most attractive woman that you've been talking to. And she's gonna realize real quick, oh, I got him. No wonder he's begging and doing all of this gyration and performing for me, because he really wants this ass, because I'm so pretty to him. Once a woman realizes that, you're easy to manipulate. And in many cases, she ain't even got to fuck you. All she got to do is just give you the impression that sex is right over yonder, right over that hill. Keep going. Keep trying. One more date, a couple of more phone calls, another cash app. Sex is right around the corner. Come on, man. And let me just say this again. When you have game, when you understand your own sexuality and presence, you let a woman's imagination do the work for you. Guys, here's a news flash for you. Right? When you very first introduce yourself to a woman, right? Within, I don't know, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, maybe a minute or two, during that time frame, she already knows whether or not you're the type of guy he might want to fuck one day. It might not be tonight, it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but she already knows whether or not you're that kind of guy. Right? Instead of trying to convince her, right? Don't it make sense to just have a real fucking conversation with her without performing? Like, take your mask off, the public mask y'all motherfuckers wear. Take the fake confidence off, the fake dominance, the fake bravado and machismo. Take all that bullshit off and just step to her like a fucking man. Have a conversation. Let her know what you want to do. If she's with it, whether it's a date, if you want to offer a date, that's fine. Whatever it is you want to do, if she's with it, then you say, hey, take out your phone, put my number in it. Right? Because now, let me just say this. If you tell women what you want, if you're decisive, transparent, and assertive about that shit, let women know what you want to do. Here's my plan. This is something that I have in store, right? I'm going to be doing XYZ on this night around this time. Why don't you join me? If she's interested, guess what she's going to say? I would love to. All right, cool. Well, look, put my number in your phone. Why don't you give me a call at this time on this day, and we'll make sure that everything is everything. I'll hit you with the address, or I'll hit you with the details. But at least if she calls you, and here's the key, she knows why she's calling you. You've already set her expectations as to what is going to go down. So if and when she calls you, it's not an awkward thing where she's like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what he wants. No, you've already made it clear what the fuck you want. So if she's interested in you, if it's genuine, she can't wait to call because she wants that shit to happen. Believe it or not, it's really that simple. All right, hold on real quick. Make sure we ain't got no questions that I'm missing. 'Cause I'm about to get up out of here, man. I done spoke enough. There's a question right there. I'm gonna snatch that up. Give me a second. Give me a second, y'all. I'm just making sure I don't miss no fucking questions and shit. Okay, I got that. I got that one. All right, cool. All right. I think this is the last question. So the homie says, I fucked up and introduced non-sexual intimacy. Bro, why she gotta be a hoe? Why she gotta be a hoe? Why can't she just be this chick that you met and shit? Like I said, how do I maneuver after that? Guys, this is what y'all don't get. I don't know why men don't understand this. It's very, very simple. When you're dealing with women and you just want sex, just keep it sexual. Again, there are plenty of women who are down, assuming that they are sexually attracted to you. There are plenty of women who are down for sex only encounters. Now, here's the key though. There's two keys. Two keys. There's more than two, but there's two main keys that's very, very important for sex only situations to go down. Two main important keys. One, she has to actually be sexually attracted to you and desire you. That's one. The second thing is you actually have to be good in bed. No woman is going to agree to a sex only situation if you don't know what the fuck you're doing in the bedroom. It ain't going to happen because there's nothing in it for her, right? Even if a woman wanted to be dated or more serious, if you fucking the shit out of her and it's great sex, not good sex, I'm talking about great. She looking at you like, who are you and where did you come from? You fucking my life up the way you fucking. If you fucking her like that, most women aren't gonna complain about you not taking them out on dates, assuming that you don't introduce any of that shit. I'm gonna paint a picture for y'all, right? Because a lot of you guys don't understand your level of influence when you're dealing with women. I'm gonna try to paint this picture so y'all can stop fucking with women and stop fucking up women by doing what y'all doing. If you're dealing with a woman and she's a combination of physically and sexually attracted to you, because they can exist independent, they're not always mutually inclusive. But if a woman is a combination of physically and sexually attracted to you, and you're fucking the shit out of her, that dynamic can easily foster an environment where a woman can begin to like you a little bit. She might begin to let her imagination work overtime. Like, damn, it would be cool if he wanted to date me and I can have access to this dick a little more frequently. She might let her imagination work overtime. Here's the key. If you know a woman is feeling you like that, you know you have a responsibility. Fuck that. You have an obligation not to introduce non-sexual shit because that non-sexual shit is going to push her over the edge. Do you understand that? If she's feeling you physically, sexually, and you fucking her, and you start to introduce spending the night, cuddling, taking showers, in her mind, she's like, I have hope. This motherfucker has given me hope. I think it might be coming. I think he might want to date me seriously. I think he might really like me. So now her imagination really begins to work overtime. And this is what most guys do. And this is where you get into trouble. At some point, you realize you don't like her as much as you thought you did. Or maybe she gets a little clingy and needier. Right? It was cool at first. You were flattered at first, but now you're like, she want to talk every day. She want to tell, I don't want to do all of this. So now what do? You call up to our live streams and you ask the question that you're asking right now. Damn, how do I back away from her? How do I get out of this situation? You can't. You cannot. Guys, listen to me. Try as you might. Once you introduce that nonsense shit, spending the night, cuddling, pillow talking, taking showers, sharing meals, Netflix and chilling with the sexual feeling, once you start doing that, women, whether it's a conscious thing and or a subconscious thing, they're going to feel like there's hope. They're going to feel like they might get. Look, guys, y'all need to understand the power of non-sexual intimacy and affection. Women crave that. In many cases, that's more important than sex. I need you guys to understand that. non-sexual intimacy, non-sexual passion, non-sexual affection. You cuddling with a bitch and y'all ain't fucking. Y'all watching the movie, you know what I'm saying? Y'all laying on the couch, cuddling on the couch, and y'all are not fucking. Y'all are sharing very intimate conversations. Women live for, they love that. They love that kind of shit. Laying on your chest after you done fucked her to sleep. And she's laid, and then she wake up the next morning and you fuck her again. Women love that. If you introduce it, you can't pull it back. You can't take it away. That will upset women. They will get pissed. And 99% of the time, they will stop fucking with you altogether. Because what you're not understanding is that the non-sexual shit is tied to the sex now. It's all tied together now. See, if you just kept it sexual, there is nothing tied to the sex but sex. So as long as there's great sex and you're consistent, you're not gonna have any problems 99% of the time. But once you introduce that non-sexual shit, it's tied to the sex. It's all together now, especially when you introduce it early. So if you think you're gonna introduce non-sexual intimacy to women and then say, hey lady, I'm taking all that non-sexual shit back and I'm just gonna fuck you now. Find a woman who's gonna agree to do that. You're not gonna find many. They're gonna be like, no, hell no, because they're gonna be upset. And they're gonna feel like you toyed or played with their emotions. Whether you meant to or not, that's how they're gonna feel. And then you're gonna fuck up your situation because sure, they ain't gonna wanna fuck with you no more. And then you're gonna find yourself, for many of you pussy hungry motherfuckers that ain't fucking, you're gonna be like, ah, fuck. I really don't wanna do this, but because I ain't got no other girls that I'm fucking, I might as well capitulate. You know what? I guess I'll spend some more non-sexual time with her. And you really don't want to do that. And a woman know you don't, because she can feel it. She can feel the shift in the energy. But what she'll do is, in some cases, she'll take it, even though she know you're doing it reluctantly. She'll take it until something better come along, and then she'll drop your motherfucking ass. That's typically how that was going to work. That's how that's going to go for many of you, right? Guys, y'all are making it hard for yourselves. Y'all are making it hard for yourselves. So he says, what if she says, if you pay a bill, you can have a chance with her, but she actually means it? I don't give tricking advice here. I don't do that. I get sex for free. I have sex with women that actually want to have sex with me. I don't know if that makes sense to you, retired 999. Right? Actually having sex with women that actually desire you, they actually want you inside them, like they really want it, right? They don't care about no dates. They don't care about you spending no money. They just want to see you. If you tell them to come to the crib, they're like, what time? Where's the address? Super excited to come over. Super excited. And I tell them, hey, bra and panties optional. And when they show up, ain't no bra, ain't no panties. She got on a little tank top with some shorts that say pink on the back with no panties on. So when I said bra and panties, she's like, I ain't wearing them. Easy access. You can pull these bad boys to the side, right? If you have to say you're good in bed, you're already losing. See, my thing is, hey, if you guys want to trick, if you want to pay for sex, you want to wine and dine women for sex, you want to beg women for sex, you can passport bro your way to some sex, whatever y'all want to do. I'm not doing none of that shit. I will not be joining you and compromising my honor, my integrity, or my dignity for sex. I don't do that. Sex is not that important, and there is no woman on this planet that's beautiful enough or sexy enough for me to compromise my manhood just to have sex with. That's ridiculous. Just to have sex with. And I might not even like the shit. I might not even like it. Like guys think that having sex with a woman who's super attractive is automatically gonna be good. Who told you that? Like, who? Who told you them lies? Who told you that? Like, come on, man. Do y'all know? I need you guys to understand something. The best sex you're gonna have is with a woman that you are attracted to, for one, but also with a woman who is so attracted to you. Before she even come over, she's already dripping with anticipation. She's already dripping with anticipation because she can't wait to experience having sex with you for the first time. You ain't even got to touch her. Right? As soon as you open the door, she jump in your arms. See, retired $9.99. See, paying for sex can't do that. Paying for sex, when you open the door, woman show up with a tank top on with no bra and some little booty ass shorts that say pink on the back with no drawers on. She jumps in your arms and she wraps her legs around the small of your back and said, I've been thinking about you all night. I'm like, oh, really? Have you now? She's like, yeah. You want me to prove it to you? Yeah, prove it to me. She stick her hand down her pants, come back up, and say, see how wet it is? Slide shit like, been thinking about you. Chick you just met, too. Hadn't had sex yet. First time. Paying for pussy? That don't happen. Just letting you know. Now, guys, do what you do. Do what you do. Right? I'm just telling you. A woman who desires you sexually, where she lusts you for the most part, is way better than negotiating sex with a woman who don't really desire you like that. It's a big difference. Like her body, the way her body responds to your touch, matter of fact, the way her body responds to your presence. I ain't even got to touch her. Just her being around me standing next to her, about to touch her. Just next to her face. I'm about to touch her. Just her body just, ooh, just, yes. Retire now. Get the woman who wants you. The way that she responds right as you're touching her or before you touch her is fucking amazing. Just letting you know. Try that for size, bro. So look, I'm about to get up out of here. Remember, guys, Manhood is a Skill Set show. Saturday, 11 a.m. Central, 12 Eastern. Again, we're going to be talking about the mistake that we're going to get more detail about the mistake that guys make introducing non-sexual intimacy. Right? Now, again, guys, let me just say this real quick. If you like the woman, right? If you're feeling her and you want to date her, right? There's nothing wrong with spending time with her outside of just having sex. But you got to ask yourself, why are you motivated to do so? Are you motivated to do so because you're lonely? You like the affection? What is your motivation? And I tell you guys all the time, when you make choices in life in general, but specifically as it relates to dealing with women, you cannot be making choices mainly motivated by your feelings when it comes to that woman. You cannot do that. Anytime you make a choice or a decision and you're mainly motivated by your emotions or your feelings, you will be betrayed every single time. There has to be a practical reason or a logical reason why you're moving forward with that action that you're taking. It has to make sense. It can't just shoot, I like fucking her. That's not a good enough reason to make a woman your girlfriend or to even date her seriously. It can't be just that. Oh, she bought me a fucking meal at Wendy's and shit. And she purchased a fight for me on pay-per-view. So I'm gonna make her my girl because she spent a couple of chips on me. No, come on, man, no. And let me just say this real quick about that. If you know you don't want to date a woman seriously, don't from her. Women don't do shit just do. Women do not do shit just to do shit. So if you got a woman trying to cook for you and offering you shit, she ain't doing that just to do it. Right? Because I guarantee you this, if a woman is doing something and she's not getting what she wants or what she thought she was gonna get, watch that shit dry up. Watch it slow up. Women don't do shit just to do shit, bro. So don't get caught up in a woman offering to cook you something. Like you shouldn't be moved by that. That shouldn't really move you. Like, or even a woman, and I missed the hashtag her debit card works too. I had a woman who offered to buy me dinner. I met her on a Friday night. Saturday, we was on the phone. I told her I wanted to see her. She was like, I'm about to go out with my homegirls right now. We're about to go grab a bite to eat. Why don't you join us? I got you. And I told her, no, I'm not going to do that. Right? Now, I didn't explain to her why. I just said, I'm going to have to politely decline. But when you're done, if you still want to see me, feel free to hit me up, which she did. But the point is, one, I just met you. I literally met you 24 hours ago. I met you 24 hours. That's how long I've known you. So, one, I already told you that I wanted to holler at you, right? So, the fact that I told you I wanted to holler at you, like I want you to come to me, the fact that you tried to get me to meet you for dinner, that's in direct opposition of what I already told you I wanted to do. So there is no way I'm going to go back on what I said and do what you're talking about. But also, sharing a meal. See, y'all, I'm different than an average guy. Sharing a meal is intimate. Taking showers with women is for me. Because I'm romantic for real. I'm not one of these fake romantic motherfuckers. Like, I'm really that guy. So I understand the power of romance and the power of how you can make a woman feel if you're actually a romantic guy. So I'm not loose with that shit, right? So I'm not gonna introduce none of that shit if I don't see her like that, right? Again, for me, spending the night with chicks, intimate. Sharing a meal with chicks, intimate. Taking a shower. I know I was when I was young, when I was a teenager, this happened to me every fucking time. There was a couple of chicks when I had sex with them for the first time. After sex, they would ask, hey, you want to get in the shower together? And I would tell them no every time. And I would be like, nah, you go first. And they'd be like, Carrie, for real? And I would be like, all right, I go first, you go last. Right? And they'd be like, oh, damn, it's like that? And I'd be like, yeah, I can go first, and you can go after me, or vice versa. But I'm not going. And every time that happened, I think it happened a couple of times, the chick stopped fucking with me. They got mad. They got upset. Bro, they got highly upset when I refused to take a shower with them. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. And they literally stopped fucking with me after that. And I'm like, I'm not going to change. Like, that's intimate for me, personally. Taking a shower with bitches, spending the night, letting the bitch cut on me and shit, hold me all night. Nah, I don't like, I got to like you, right? So to me, even sharing a meal is intimate. I can't just do that with random bitches. I can't. I know y'all can. But see, I understand how important non-sexual intimacy is to women. I know how important that shit is. So you think I'm just gonna give that shit to women? Because they're cute or because I'm fucking them? Or because they want it? No, just because a woman want it, you ain't gonna get it. We ain't there yet, mama. We ain't there yet. We're a long way from spending the night. We're a long way from that. If it ever happened, it might not never happen. No, I'm picky, bro. I don't just be doing shit. Like I can't just do what y'all do. I can't just be kicking it with chicks like that. On a non-sexual tip. No, I gotta like a woman. Like I gotta like you. Like it's gotta be deeper than how you look and deeper than a sex. It's gotta be. I just can't be kicking with chicks like that, man. I can't. Like I've had chicks tell me they want to just come over and just hang out. No, thank you. I'm good on that. I had one chick tell me I would love to just watch you watch football. You would love to watch me watch football. No, thank you. I'm good. I'm good on that. Because again, the non-sexual shit, I give it to women when I'm ready. Not when they want it. When I'm ready. When I'm good and ready and I want to, put that kind of energy out there, I'll do it when I'm fucking ready. It might not ever happen. I might not ever do it. But one thing that I would never do though is mislead women. If it's just sex, the woman is gonna know it's just sex. She's gonna know that. There's never gonna be a question, what is this? What are we doing? You're toying with my emotions. I don't have them kind of problems. I don't have them kind of problems where women are always questioning their role in my life and what is this? I don't have none of them kind of problems. Because I keep it real from the beginning. Because I know for a fact women are down to accept strictly sexual relationships if you're managing the situation correctly. Now, here's the key though. Strictly sexual relationships have a short shelf life. I think the longest, well, I did have a long fuck buddy. That shit was like 3 years and shit. Right? But typically, most fuck buddy situations aren't gonna last quite that long. Right? Couple months, few months, several months maybe. Right? But they have a short shelf life. Why? Because women actually want something more than just dick. Now, they'll take dick if it's good. Remember I said that. If it's good, they will take it, right? But women, regardless of what they say online, they don't need a man, they don't want a relationship. If they can find a man that they are attracted to, and that man actually gives a fuck about them, they will most definitely get into a relationship. They most definitely will get into one. If they can run into that guy who just does it for them, they most definitely will. Right? So, in closing, guys, appreciate y'all coming through. Right, and again, I want to go back to this because he says, how does loving yourself tie into being masculine? Guys, loving yourself is just simply about prioritizing yourself. It's putting yourself first in everything you do in life. Like, again, I'll go back to myself. I'm willing to sacrifice everybody in anything in my life. Everybody. Loved ones, everybody. I'm willing to sacrifice everybody and anything for my personal happiness, my joy, my peace, my tranquility, my peace of mind. I'll sacrifice everybody. Everybody and everyone. I don't care if it's kids, siblings. It don't matter who the fuck it is. I'll sacrifice everybody. I'm not compromising my happiness for any relationship that I have with anybody. So when you says, how does loving yourself tie into being masculine? Can love herself. So loving yourself has nothing to do with masculinity in and of itself, simply because a woman can love herself. A child can love him or herself. Right? So again, Alexander Mack, don't get caught up with the whole, see, a lot of guys, they keep thinking about masculine, because you keep looking for a way to be. You keep looking for a way to be. Like, how do I act? How do I behave so I give off certain vibes? And that's not the way attraction works. It doesn't work that way with women. You can't predict it. You can't predict sexual desire or sexual attraction. Again, sexual attraction it's not logical. It's an illogical feeling. It's an emotion. Attraction is an emotion. Sexual attraction is an emotion. That's why we talk about women feeling you. That's between negotiated sex and genuine sexual desire. A woman is feeling you. She's like, I feel him. Oh, I want him. Just like that. Oh, I want him. I want him. When a woman is looking at you like, damn, I want you, she's going to let you know. Okay? She might not be necessarily overt with the shit. She might be a little more, subtle with the shit, but she going to let you know. You having a conversation with a woman who's feeling you, and you guys are basically inches apart, and you whisper in her ear. She gonna let you know with her body language, with her mannerisms, with the way she's being with you. She's gonna let you know that I'm feeling you. Like, and it's not hard, guys. And that's another thing. When you talk to women, man, get your ass up in there. Like, why are you 3 feet away? Get your ass all the way up in there. proximity, crowd her space. If woman, look, let me tell you something. If you pay attention, if you're talking to a woman who ain't feeling you, they're usually gonna show you with how they're behaving with their bodies and their mannerisms that they ain't feeling you. It's usually very obvious that a woman doesn't really care for your presence or a woman doesn't really care to be conversating with you. Some women are rude, right? Some women, they're not rude, but you can tell they want you to go away. Like if you really pay, like I do consultations with clients. Let me just say this real quick. Y'all that have these glasses that record, those Ray-Bans that record or whatever name brand, yeah, be careful with them glasses. Be careful with them glasses. Because I say that to say this. There are some women who know that you're recording. They know that you are. So if they know that you're recording, but they don't say anything to you about the fact that they know that you're recording, then you cannot be certain that how they're behaving is genuine, right? Because they could be performing because they know you're recording. I need guys to understand that. Because if I remember correctly, when them glasses, I don't have any, right? But I believe there's a light that lights up. So understand that women watch commercials too. And them glasses is all over them commercials. So when you got them, understand that if people know you're recording, you might not get a genuine response from them because they know you're recording. Understand that. Just FYI. All right, I think that's about it with the questions. Okay, right there. So I want to hit y'all with this real quick. Again, I want to hit y'all with this. I want guys to understand this is very, very important on my way out the door. When you have game, when you understand your own sexuality and presence, you let a woman's imagination do the work for you. Let me say this in closing. Because Marcus did say something. He said a couple of things that there's some validity to it. Most of what he said is goofy PUA shit. But he said something about women having sexual fantasies. This is true. All these women have sexual fantasies. Here's the key, though. There are sexual fantasies women have they don't even know they have until you show up. So let me elaborate. Let me elaborate a little bit more. Right? I told a story probably, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I believe it was on a Real Game No Theory. One of the Real Game No Theory episodes. I told a story, and I told the story before that. I told a story of how a friend of mine, him and I, we were at a club and we met these two girls. They were friends. So basically it was, we hollered at these girls that happened to be friends. They agreed to leave the spot with us for the purposes of sex. It was understood that sex was gonna happen. Like, hey, my friend is feeling your friend. Like, let's do this. Two best friends with two best friends. Let's go, right? So it was already understood that sex was gonna happen. So they're in their car following us, right? So it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So as we pull into the apartment complex, I look out and I see the pool, right? And it just dawned on me, I want to fuck Shorty in that pool. Now, her and I did not have a prior discussion about this pool, right? It just popped to my mind at the last minute. I want to go skinny dipping and fuck Shorty in that pool, right? So I told the homie, stop the car. I want to holler at this chick right quick. So I hop out the car. I go to the car behind us and I said, yo, when we get up in here, you get comfortable and all that, we gonna come down to this pool and we gonna fuck in this pool. And she was like, okay. Ooh, that should be interesting. So then she hit her friend. Hey, we're gonna go skinny dipping. We're gonna be fucking in a pool. You should see if his friend wants to do the same. So what ended up happening? Me and Shorty at one end of the pool, the homie and her friend at the other end of the pool, skinny dipping. So I pulled everybody into my sexual shit. I pulled everybody into it. right? Based on what I wanted to do, I told Shorty, I want to fuck you in that pool. She said, okay. She told her friend. Her friend told her homie. Now everybody fucking doing it, right? So when we talk about women having sexual fantasies, my thing is I'm not trying to guess a woman's sexual fantasy. I am a woman's sexual fantasy. If you have to say you're good in bed, you're already fucking losing, right? On that note, guys, when you have game, when you understand your own sexuality and presence, you let a woman's imagination do the work for you. All you got to do is plant the seed. Plant the seed. I didn't have to beg old girl. I didn't have to cajole her. I didn't have to talk her into it. All I said was, hey, when we get up in the crib and you put the stuff away, we're going to come back down and I'm fucking you in that pool. I didn't say, is it okay if I fuck you? Would you be okay with it? Is it cool? I said, I'm dicking you down in that pool. I told her what I was going to do. I asked, no passiveness, assertiveness. I told her what I was going to do. And here's the cool, look at him talk. The cool part about it. Hold on. Here's the cool part about it. Not one time did it pop into my mind that she might have an issue with it. Not one time did it pop into my mind that she might be uncomfortable with it, that she might say no, that she might be too shy to do it. None of that shit popped into my head. Whenever I talk to women, none of that shit pops into my head. I never think about a woman telling me no. Never. It's never happened. I don't think about a woman telling me no. I'm so fucking confident. I feel like anything I suggest to a woman who's attracted to me, she gonna say yes 100% of the time. Now, whether or not that happens 100% of the time, that's a whole nother story. But I'm so confident in that moment, I never think about a woman saying no to me. Why? Because I truly believe, sincerely and confidently, anything I suggest, she's gonna be with it. Why? Because she wants me to fuck her that bad. If you have to say you're good in bed, you're already losing. On that, share and subscribe. I'll y'all on today. It's a Skill Set Show.